What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all been well. And today's episode, I got a cool one like I promised. I'm going to be showing you guys the mounting solution that I came up with for the Switch Pros, specifically for the manual transmission Tacomas. Maybe in the future I'll be working with something for the auto transmission guys, but for now it's only going to be for the manual transmission cup holder, and this is that piece. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but in the manual transmission Tacomas, there's a little random spot in the cup holder, and basically it's not really very useful and it's kind of just a waste of space. So my idea when designing this mounting system was to utilize that little spot and make it more functional and also look sleek and clean. So I already have mine drilled, but this is the cup holder for the manual transmission. We don't have the front one here, and we only have two cup holders here, and there's like a little rectangle opening here for like random things. So what I was planning to do was mount my Switch Pro like this, and this piece will fit onto the Switch Pro like that, and then it'll sit in the cup holder just like that. So it looks super clean, and I'll show you guys how I'm planning to mount this and pretty much what you have to do. Alright, so for the first step, I already did this, but what we'd need to do is actually remove the center console piece and then drill a hole right through the center here, just so the plug and the wire can fit through for the Switch Pro, and then pretty much everything else will be hidden once you put this mounting piece on. And once it's set in there, so I've designed it to fit pretty snug right around the Switch Pro, and then basically this piece lines up in the middle of this and just sits right in there, and the top will line up right over here. So what I'm going to end up doing is taking a center punch, and then I'm going to be center punching right where the holes are for where the bolts are going to go, and then I'll work on taking this piece out, drilling it, and then that way we can run the screws with a nut on the back to secure everything down, so this will be nice and snug. And I mean, even without the screws, you can already see like this thing is solid, like everything is pretty good. So once we get everything bolted down, it'll be perfect. You have like a center punch right here. What I'm gonna do is stick the center punch in the holes, so once everything's lined up, I make sure this line is going to be flush with this trim piece, just so everything's straight. Take the center punch, put it through. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. 4. For the next step, I'm going to be taking this piece off, or just lifting it up just enough so I can drill through, kind of clean up whatever plastic's underneath, and then I'll be able to mount everything from there. So I'm going to open up the glove box, going to lift from here first, and then pry up, and that should get this out of the way. Okay, so as you guys can see, right there's the marks for the center punch, and then what I'm going to do is drill through that. I'm going to be using a 5/32 drill bit. So now that I got the holes drilled for this, if you didn't have this already done, you would have to drill that hole in that middle piece, and then you would run your wire for the switch part of the Switch Pro, and then now we can install the piece. Once the Switch Pro is plugged in, then I'm going to pretty much put this trim piece on. And then it just fits right in there, so it's like this, pretty much flush. And then what I'm gonna do is actually tuck these wires, or the wire, down just a little bit so it's not all bunched up under this piece. Now that everything's in place, I'm gonna be taking the nylon lock nuts. I'm gonna be installing them from the back, tightening everything down, and then that's pretty much it. Once I put this all back together, then that's the end of the install. So it's super quick, super easy, and in my opinion it's a really nice design, especially to use this kind of useless piece right here in the cup holder. All right, so just like that, It's like a 10-15 minute install if you already have the wire ran to this area. If not, you just have to run it along the back, either behind the pedals or up towards the dash, and then you pretty much run it right under here because there's so much space under this area that's not even used, so your wire can all just, you can bundle it up and it won't even touch anything under here. So as you can see, everything mounted on, it's super solid. The Switch Pro doesn't move or shift in its place, and I think I'd rather have it here, more so because I shift with my right hand and I usually steer with my left, so I'd rather steer with my left and then with my right push the buttons. That way it's not over here where it's kind of hard to see, and it's just easier for me to use in this area. So that's my take behind this. And yeah, so this is pretty much something that I designed from scratch, and I had it professionally like 3D printed with good quality material that won't melt in the sun, and you know, it's very sturdy but also does have some flex, so it's not too rigid. And I went through probably about 3 or 4 prototype designs that just never really fit right, and this one I managed to really dial it in, make sure everything lined up, make sure the Switch Pro fit nice, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. So this is going to be like my final prototype, and I am looking to possibly start making these to sell for all the manual transmission guys. So if you are interested in getting something like this, just let me know you're interested. Leave some comments down below. I definitely want to try and get this going because I've been wanting a different solution for a mounting area for Switch Pros for a long time, especially for us that, you know, have this weird random cup holder for the manual trans. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you know, let me know in the comments, and if I get enough interest and all of that, I'll definitely start working with a guy to get everything printed, have the hardware and everything come with it, so it should be a super simple install. All you got to do is drill the holes. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys maybe some B-roll of how it looks, but honestly, I like the way it looks. Super sleek and simple design. I've been working on this little project for kind of a long time. It's a long process and a pretty steep learning curve trying to design this piece. So once it was designed, a lot of the fine tuning and stuff, I just had to really get it dialed in, and then to get something I'm finally happy with. So I'm really looking forward to possibly sharing this with you guys. If you're looking for a different mounting solution for your Switch Pro, something sleek, simple, and almost looks OEM. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episodes, because I got more content coming out and it's non-stop. So don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things you already know. Till next time, shoots.